After a strong performance on Saturday against West Brom at the Hawthorns, can Town get any more points on the table against Bristol City tonight? Come on. So, welcome back, guys. Saturday, what a performance in the second half. You could only believe it if you were there. Town absolutely battered West Brom, and to be fair, they couldn't really argue with that result, West Brom fans. But Darren Moore eventually got sacked. I think it's a little bit harsh given their position in the table, fourth in the league. But obviously, we don't see everything that the home fans do see on a weekly basis. But I will say one thing: I spoke to a number of West Brom fans before the game, and not a single one of them mentioned that Darren Moore was under pressure. So it just shows, the run of bad form in any way, shape or form can see you out of a job. But it was good to see Town put in a good performance. The only thing that we did lack was goals, and for me, Colin Quaynor was absolutely dreadful first half. And in no way is he a striker, but it's been promising. Caden Jackson came on second half, and he was absolutely phenomenal. The only thing he didn't do was score a goal, and he could have had a hat-trick, to be honest, with the amount of chances that he had. But nevertheless, he changed the game, and that's what made Ipswich Town tick. So we've just seen the starting lineup, and to be honest, it's very promising. Firstly, let's go with the first big change. Although I thought James Bree was one of the best players on the pitch on Saturday, he's replaced by Josh Emmanuel, who gets his first start of the season. So that's good to see Josh come into the side. Who else we've got? We've got Idris El Mazouni on the bench, and I think Corey and Dab is included as well. I know there's a sense that we need to freshen up legs. We are bottom of the league. Can we stay up? It's still a question. Mathematically, yes, but realistically, no. So it's probably time to give the youngsters some game time. But is Lambert actually accepting that we are down now to bring those players in for a bit of game time? I'm not sure, but nevertheless, exciting times for players like El Mazouni and obviously Emmanuel, who gets that start. John Nolan continues in midfield, as well as Gwion Edwards, and Caden Jackson comes in and starts as well. But Toto Enciala comes in at the back in the absence of Pennington. I'm not sure what's going on there. Apparently he's still ill, but we'll see what happens. Optimism wise, yeah, I'm optimistic for this game. Anything can happen now. I don't think we should just be playing without fear. Our fate is all but sealed. Can we get any points on the road? It would be nice. I mean, the only time we got any points on the table away from home this season in the shape of a win was at Swansea. Who says we can't emulate that form against someone like Bristol City? And if we look at our results recently, we've had 4 draws out of 5, including Derby, Stoke and West Bromwich Albion. All, you're arguing Premier League quality from all of those sides, and we've been in all of those games. We've probably, to be fair, given away all of those games. So another chance tonight to get some points on the table. Albeit it might not mean anything, but it would be nice to see, and nice to get another win. We are only now in March 2019. We've only seen 3 wins this season, a number of combative draws, but anything can be possible, and I'm excited to see some of these younger players tonight. What can they bring to the side? And like I said in the last game, when I was speaking to a number of guys, we were talking about are they looking to cement their future or be given that chance to actually come into the first team, and that excites me a lot. So yeah, stay tuned. We're going to look at it. I'll be back at half time and we'll see what the score is. Come on, you Blues. So, first half has just ended. Bristol City are 1-0 up now. First 10 minutes, Town were virtually all over over Bristol, but a bit of complacency, probably a bit down to game time this season, but from a number of players. But I think we're failing to deal with the threats of Lloyd Kelly and Eliasson on the left-hand side, as well as Patterson with the balls in. Now, Diedhiou is a very, very complicated player. You can't mark him. So I can see why Nsiala and Chambers are standing off him at times and giving him space. That's obviously opened up the ball for the cross. The cross has come in, and it's just opened up, come off Dazell's head and just gone straight to Webster. But we can take positives, just like we did against West Brom. We were in a similar position. We were pushing. We were under a bit of pressure at times. But we were in a similar position against West Brom. And potentially Town could get back in this game. Prediction-wise, I'm not going to go for a win at the moment. I'm not seeing enough, but I'd like to believe we could get back in the game, show a bit of that early strength. Whether or not we bring on some subs in the second half, could see Bishop and possibly even, some more attack and threat. We're struggling to get into the box at times, but last 5 minutes, Josh Emmanuel was struggling just a bit. But I do think we can get back in this game, but it remains to be seen. So, second half to come. Come on, Town. And there we have another draw against a top 10 side. So, Town fought back in the second half and played well at times. And I think, I've said it a few times in the last few weeks, it's the birth of the new Ipswich Town. We're seeing a lot more of the youngsters. They're coming through and they're able to play at championship level. They're matching the teams that are out there. Albeit those teams may be under a bit of pressure to perform towards the end of the season, but they should be taking points, arguably, against a team that's bottom of the league. But for Ipswich, it's another hard-fought point, away from home. We've not been defeated, and we can come into a run of 2 home games now that we can actually, be proud of ourselves and hopefully get some goals, lift the crowd, and hopefully show, the supporters what next season has to hold for us. So, yeah, you can't argue now, down to 9 games. I think we can all say safely that we are relegated. There's no way that we can claw this back. Unless we were to win 9 games in a row, which is highly unlikely. But it really does show that there is a future for Ipswich Town, and you've got to take your hats off to Paul Lambert and the management staff, Stuart Taylor, Matt Gill, Jim Hendry, for all the work that they've done. It's been brilliant so far since November, and they really have turned the club round. As for the team, you look at the players that came in today. Nsiala played really well at the back. You've got Ken Locke keeping his place and shown that he could have a future at left back for Ipswich Town. Josh Emmanuel coming in, first game since before Christmas, so he played the full 90 and he'll be better off for it. So will we see him on Saturday? Fingers crossed, because all of the Town fans love Ken Locke and Emmanuel, 2 of the brightest fullbacks that have come through the academy in a while. Elsewhere on the pitch, obviously, El Mazzuni came on to make his debut, which was, you wouldn't have said last week, but obviously injuries aside, you look at, Quaynard was out in illness to Downs, etc. That space came up in a team. I did say Ndaba was in the squad earlier, so I do apologise, but he obviously travelled with the squad. But it was good. From what I saw of El Mazzuni, he looks good on the ball, very confident, putting some tackles, obviously got a yellow card. Kane Jackson ran his socks off and caused the keeper a number of problems, especially as it was his debut. He's probably looking back at that game thinking, couldn't have had a worse game to start for Bristol City, but there you go. Man of the match, Trevor Chalobah, voted for by Sky. To be fair, I don't think I can really pick out anyone else that had that much of an impact on the game. So I think I'd have to agree with that. Chalobah at times was good, but what he really did was the nitty-gritty stuff, the winning the ball in the middle of the park, and he was putting passes out wide. And I do think Emmanuel had a pretty good game in my book. So you know, let's look forward to Saturday. We've got another game at Portman Road, and it's Nottingham Forest this time. Season ticket holders get their the ones who qualified and got the ticket get to go in and get their free pie and pint, and hopefully get their chance to meet Paul Lambert themselves. But positive times, you know, relegation can be taken one of two ways. You can either look forwards and prepare, or you can just look above yourselves, look at the table and think, why are we down here? And we're not doing that now. We've conceded that we're going to get relegated, and we're making the right moves, and that has got to make you happy as an Ipswich Town fan. But in terms of, there's not much else to really talk about until Saturday. So there'll be another Matchday vlog on Saturday. But I just want to thank you for your support at the weekends. Surpassed 900, near enough 920 now. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because yeah, it is road to 1k, and I'm aiming for at least 1,000 subscribers by the end of the season. It's been fantastic support this year. Ipswich Town fans never seem to let their team down with their support, and I've got a good feeling that the club are going to support these supporters, the fans, next season, and bring those ticket prices down. And it can only mean good things for the club, given the level of the support and the audacious support. To be fair, being bottom of the league, how can you rate? You're talking to your mates who support other teams, but there's not really a team that compares to us on a support level this season. And I take my hat off to you, and those 500 that travelled tonight, well done, great support, and let's just keep it up until the end of the season. But until Saturday, come on you Blues.